Sunday Night Video Podcast, summertime mode. We in the motherfucking pool. You already know, I guess, because you could. Go ahead, pan around quickly. All right, that's quick enough. And I just wanted to intro the goddamn show before we go swimming and I fuck up my answer. Look, Polo, baby. Pull it down.
Even when he's at the pool, man, this guy is crazy.
Polo down to, he's not. You suck, dude. You suck at cameraing. You didn't do what I actually do right now.
What?
Which was show my clothes.
I did.
But slowly.
I said one.
Slowly panning to the fucking horse.
Give me this.
No, too late now.
It's pretty simple, man.
Look. You're too close, though. Why are you so close? Back the fuck up.
There we go. And the shoes. Polo on the front.
Slow.
Polo on the front. Horse on the side. You're happy. You're satisfied.
Nope.
23 on the hat.
I don't know what that means.
There's a 23 on the front of your hat. This boy has 2 shirts on. I'm about to jail you.
No, but look. That's why.
And a horse.
Little
Polo
baby
everything. It's crazy.
All right, listen, I don't know. I just wanted to... No, don't press stop. I just wanted to properly intro the show. Sunday Night Video Podcast. Another fucking affair. I do not have my glasses. And Avery doesn't want me to talk. He's worried about everybody around us again.
No,
Watch your fucking
I don't
fingers.
care. That it's not in the shot. Hey, wait.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome one, welcome all to another episode
Of the Sunday Night Video Podcast featuring your main man, Avery Kane.
And EyeDee, baby.
Yeah, you already
Ya
know.
tu sabe, you already know, and all that happy horse stuff.
Trying to curse less, man? You said stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Welcome. Sunday Night Video Podcast. I hope it's been a great week for you. It has for us. Hit the pool.
The pool.
Whatever. Circulating the radius.
I, myself, personally, beat Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. On my 6th time, I beat it this week. I also beat Dark Souls 2 twice. I beat Dark Souls 1 twice. And I started a Lego Star Wars. So, I'm doing pretty good with my gaming, you feel me? No?
I guess so.
He guessed so.
If you say so.
If I say so. This guy over here, man. This guy. I got a new shirt today. I got a Metallica Harvester of Sorrow.
Metallica Harvester of Sorrow, in case you didn't hear that.
Yeah. You already know.
You have been trying to teach yourself the guitar
Yeah.
as of late.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about
different
that.
chords, different songs, or whatever.
I learned a few chords.
I don't know the names of the songs off the top of my head.
Seven Nation Army by White Stripes. Lithium by Nirvana. Heathens by 21 Pilots.
Lithium or
Yeah.
Come As You Are?
Come As You Are, I'm sorry. Lithium was another one I wanted to learn on my list, but I never got to it. So I'm in the middle of learning that. Those two. Heathens by 21 Pilots and Metallica 1.
You've been doing okay. All by ear. Not like he's watching a video and this is the first chord and the second chord. I guess, what do you do? How do you come about learning the song?
I just listen to the song a few times so I can get it. Then I play a song from the beginning, and for the first part of the song, like for example, the beginning of Metallica, where they do that beginning part, like the dun 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 dun. You know how they start off?
When they do the beginning part.
The beginning, which is that beginning part, the riff for that, I try to find what strings it's on first of all. So I pluck my strings to see, is it the lower one? Is it the higher one? I get that feeling. Then I mess around with the frets and find out. I mess around with the general section I think it's in. For example, if it's going to be low, I know it's all the way to the left, all the way at the end, by the neck. Mm-hmm. So, by the neck. All the way at the end of the neck, all the way on the end. And I'll play around with those strings until I get it. And then, yeah. Pretty much it.
Meaning that higher notes would be lower down,
Yeah.
closer to your other hand, and you just figure it out. You find the first note, and then you find your second one, and eventually you play. I think it's fucking astounding. Only 1% of the human race can play by ear. I myself can play by ear, so I think that's cool that it's something that passed down. Woo, DNA. All right, now I am somewhat chipper.
Chipper.
Because Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you put his sorry ass face up on the goddamn screen?
Oh, by all means, my good sir. Mr. Brady.
Patriots quarterback
Yeah.
was rejected by federal court for a brand new appeal. If you don't know, Deflategate, basically, balls were deflated. There's like certain amount of PSI, pounds per square inch. The ball should be a certain hardness, and it was softer than it should be. There was less air in it, which makes it easier to grip, which makes it easier to throw. These things are illegal. There are rules. You know what I'm saying? So they got caught cheating, and he got suspended for 4 games. He's been fighting this back and forth. Now, even though millions of dollars have been spent, all types of the association for the league, for the players, against management, which is basically, you know, Roger Goodell. A lot of back and forth, a lot of fucking animosity. This is not the end. Like, he has one more chance.
Okay.
He could go to Supreme Court. He could take it to the highest court in the nation.
That could take a while.
Now, no, not really. I mean, it's to his benefit to drag it out, because as long as there's no final say, he could play. Until the end is that there's no more appeals and there's no more. Well, we could try this, we could try that. He still could play. You know, until they say nope, that's it. This is the what's gonna happen, and this is the judgment, and this stands. You know what I'm saying? Then he has to serve his 4-game suspension.
Okay.
In which case, some guy will play that'll take his fucking place.
Thank God someone's taking his place for a little bit.
I mean, they all have backup quarterbacks, but you know, it can't be good. You know, if he's the backup for a reason. God, I had his name. Whatever, man. Some fucking guy will take his place. I had the name, I swear to God. I don't want to spend the time reading.
When you're reading.
They were rejected by the appeal, the union on the behalf, the Players Association, like I just said. Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo, which kind of sounds like Janine Garofalo. That has no fucking bearing to this conversation. It just sounds similar. Left-wing comedian chick, big in the 90s. Jimmy Garoppolo. He will be starting for the New England Patriots if he can't get this heard by the Supreme Court. Just makes me happy because they always bending rules, you know. Goodell, if you don't know, Goodell, the coach for the New England Patriots. You know, that guy. Everybody knows that fucking guy. Bill Belichick, right? Whatever. Took me a minute. I fucking phased out.
He did an Avery.
He's a cheater. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the aspect of he was secretly recording other teams practicing so he could learn their little movements, their little, like, signs on the sideline so that he'll know what play they're about to do. Little bullshit, you know, always bending the rules. There's a rule book, and that motherfucker takes it to the limit. If he doesn't, pass the limit. He loves to do that. He loves to push the fucking envelope. That's the line. I'm going to go right up on that line and put my foot over and see what happens. Well, they put their foot over, and that foot got stuffed right up their fucking asses. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
Real quick.
He got stuff right up there. You put your
You
foot
know,
over
it
the
just-
bridge, you got stuff right up your ass.
You know, I'm not saying that they're not good. You know, whatever. You know, you got to be a good guy to throw a football, no matter how much air is in the motherfucker. And coaches design plays, and they learn other people's squadrons and how to defeat other coaches. Some coaches are defensive, whatever. Make a long story short, they won a lot of Super Bowls under this tangent of Belichick and Brady. But you got to question, how much would they have won if they weren't secretly fucking recording other teams and deflating footballs? Let alone other things that they cheat, that they haven't been caught. Because every time somebody's arrested for something or caught doing something, it's not the first time they're doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like,
well,
I'm pretty sure
is,
that they do shit.
I think that maybe, even if without them cheating, they still probably could have won not as many games, but not too much lower than that.
I mean, they won 4 Super Bowls. Like I said, with Belichick being the coach and Brady being the quarterback, I guess maybe they've been together for 15 years. I'm picking a number. I have no idea. 12 to 15 years. It can't be 20 years because, you know, Brady wouldn't be playing anymore.
Yeah.
But it's been a little minute. And 4 Super Bowls ain't nothing to fucking sneeze at. That's fucking crazy.
4 rings.
And the times that they don't win Super Bowls, they win the AFC. You know, like, they at least win their section. You know what I mean? Like, so they're fucking squadron. There is no doubting that. You know, that Belichick has a system that no matter who he implores in that system, he just plugs a motherfucker in and it works. Because he knows he got Tom fucking Brady. You know? But I hate them. I hate him. I hate everything he represents. Pretty boy with a model fucking wife. He's a fucking spokesman for Uggs. You know, that's women's boots, dude. You know, he's everything I fucking loathe.
You hate
about what it is to be rich and fucking famous.
You hate when he, you know, talks about Uggs. Is that your biggest complaint about him?
I just hate what he represents.
When he shows off
that he's famous and rich, so he'll just endorse anything that'll pay him the most.
True.
Which is the reason why the Vic Mensa chain or whoever the fuck has those chains, Travis Scott. I'm like, don't buy that shit. Don't put money in his pocket. That's not even his style, idea, or anything. That's just something that he was pitched. Hey, you're famous. People like you. They know your name. Endorse these fucking chains. We'll put your little emblem on it, and you could just make more money. Hand over fucking fist. Whether you really believe in that product or not. Stop.
Well,
like, I know that when Tiger Woods was a Buick spokesman, that motherfucker wasn't driving no fucking Buick.
Well, you know, maybe Tom Brady likes Uggs. You never know.
People endorse things that they don't necessarily use. You know, but then there are people that over-endorse themselves. They endorse everything. You know what I'm saying? They endorse Nike and they endorse Under Armour. Well, which one do you really use in your personal life? It's probably Reebok. You know, like, you know, whatever. You're just out for the check. You know what I'm saying?
I'm out for that cash.
And other than fuck money and all that, I just don't like him. He's just an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, then
and I don't know him personally. How do I know that he's an asshole? I have no idea. But
he could be a very nice guy.
I am from, you know, MetLife Stadium is right fucking here. Used to be Giants fucking stadium. And I don't give a fuck about the New England Patriots. Fuck them and their mothers.
Well done.
Because even if I'm not a hardcore Giants fan, I'm in Giants land. It's Jets land too. You know, Gang Green and all that. You know, God bless you guys. But you're losers. But, you know, Giants actually win. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I like seeing Peyton's little brother when he got his 2 Super Bowl rings. Who the fuck thought Eli Manning would get to 2 Super Bowl rings before Peyton? Nobody knew that. Nobody even thought that. And I don't give a fuck how much you want to say luck and cat and luck. You know what? Luck isn't everything. They say it takes skills to play poker, but it's the luck of the draw. You got to get good cards to make them work. Whether you're good at bluffing or whatever, you need a good hand to win.
Well, true.
So luck matters. You know what I'm saying? In certain things, especially sports. You know, everybody comes ready to play, but some days is your day, some days not your day. Look at all season. Steph Curry, a fucking scoring machine. But
real.
when it needed to happen,
That boy
those
choked.
last 5 minutes, it didn't come through for him. They weren't falling.
That boy choked.
I wouldn't say he choked. I say it wasn't his last. Those 5 minutes were not his best. Shit happens. Luck. You know what I'm saying? Shit's fucked up. So luck has gone the way of the Giants fan and anyone who likes an AFC team that is not the New England Patriots, because it is looking pretty fucking grim for Tom fucking Brady. And that's it. I could go on and on about who's on what side and all the people that are fucking involved, but we all have Google and you can fucking look it up, and I really don't like having stupid ass Tom Brady covering my yacht fucking polo that I did on the wrong side. There you go. Polo Yacht Club. There you go.
I'm stretching, sorry.
RLPC and all that good shit.
Woo!
You know, so yeah, that was great. Now, you're not big into sports.
Nah.
Not really.
Not really.
What would be your football team if you have a favorite?
If I had to choose, it'd probably be the...
Like, are you a local boy? Do you like the Giants?
The Giants are cool. Odell's pretty dope, but I think...
The Jets, because your family members like them?
No, Jets are losers. No, I don't even have to play sports to know. Jets are losers. It's just their, you know...
I mean, they've had great squadrons. They won their divisions respectively before Sanchez was a joke. 2010, around there, there were like 2 years where they got to the championships. You know, they probably didn't go to the Super Bowl, but they were like one game before the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
I would have to say the Giants.
So you know, the Jets ain't no slackers. They've had better years than others. Shit, they've had better decades than others. You know what I'm saying? But my man that was the quarterback, historically, you know, that there's the footage of him, number one. I think they won Super Bowl III or something.
Oh.
They won one of the first fucking Super Bowls when they connected the leagues, because the NFL used to not just be the NFL. It was the AFL, I want to say. You know, I already know. American Football League and the National Football League. Of course, the NFL had the better teams and shit like that, but there came a point where good football players started to go to the other league. So that was just fucking up flows, and they ended up merging the leagues. Therefore, we have a Super Bowl. That's how you got the AFC, the NFC, South.
I wonder if that means
East,
they had
North,
games like AFL.
all that shit.
AFL 03. No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had their own championships, the two different leagues.
God.
But when they merged the leagues, it was the Super Bowl. Like now, it's like, this is for all the marbles. These are all the football teams in all of America. We're going to see who's the best in the world. Because who else really plays football? And every other country that plays football, they literally play with their foots. You know, they're not playing football. You know, like that.
They're not
We
playing
consider
football.
American football.
They're playing football.
Yeah.
Football.
You know, so, but you as a young kid, so you have, what's your favorite?
Giants.
Giants.
Yeah.
The New York Giants.
If I had to choose, the New York Giants, yes.
Because of Odell Beckham Jr.?
Yeah.
Because he has blonde hair and he's young?
No, just because of Odell Beckham Jr. He's a dope football player. Have you seen his catches? He catches with one hand.
A lot of people catch with one hand, but yes, he made a few dope catches.
You know, he's just dope.
That should cement them in history forever. Hall of Fame. He caught a ball. But yeah, man, Tom Brady. It's looking bleak, dude.
Bleak.
It's looking fucking bad for you, Papo Swing. And I love it.
That's
Can't you
cold.
tell? I love it.
I enjoy some of your pain too, Mr. Brady. Some of your pain is very astounding to me.
What? What are you doing? That's not the way you speak. Stop. Don't do that.
I speak like that when I want to be sarcastic and mean.
Some of your pain is astounding to me. Do you know what the word astounding means? Do I have to have a fucking lesson with you right now? Dictionary lesson? Don't try to use words that you don't really use.
I do, man.
Don't recycle. Could you point some of that air over here, please?
Let's go.
Ooh, that feels great. You can put low.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, just pointing at us, that's better.
Ooh.
You know, God bless him.
Don't God bless
really.
him.
You know.
God bless him, not really.
I don't really want to start the show with sports, but that's what we did because that's what was up.
That's what we felt like doing.
You know, but you as a all right. So I don't know because morals are different for every generation or what have you. You give a fuck that when they were playing the Colts, 3 seasons now. This happened a while ago. You give a fuck?
No.
That they were cheating?
You do whatever you have to do to win, as long as you win, buddy.
All right, now people say that, but you do whatever you have to win.
My personal
means
opinion,
grit, toughness within the rules. You exert all 100%, 110% of the energy you have. You give your all to that game. If you're sprained leg, whatever, if it's the big fucking game, you do it.
But my thing is,
not to cut you off, but the Manning father, Archie Manning, famously played a game with one fucking arm, and he's a quarterback.
oh my god,
He played one of
how
those
does he
big
do that?
Rose Bowls. He had a cast. They made a cast that didn't have to be, that kept him up against himself, that he was free. And he didn't throw with the arm with the cast, but he has a broken arm. The job is for people to tackle you in a time where they didn't protect the quarterback with all these rules of roughhousing. It was about breaking a motherfucker's neck, breaking dudes in half. This was real gridiron football.
Gridiron, man.
You know what I mean?
Nice and
that motherfucker played with one arm, scrambling for his life. When a motherfucker came close, he spun, he swerved, he juked. He made sure that the motherfuckers didn't get a good connection on him.
But then again, Archie Manning is a dope football player.
And he didn't win. I don't think he won the game. The game that I'm thinking about. But it showed. You know, it showed people like, yo, this motherfucker's special. Like, he has grit. He's got that, I'm going to give him my 110% attitude, you know, do whatever the fuck you got to do to win a fucking game. Sorry, I keep fucking with my hat. I have no idea why. But you don't care then?
No.
About cheating?
No, for me, honestly, I'm giving you my personal opinion. I'm not going to be fake about it. I am like, I don't support cheating, and I don't say that it's good that he cheated, but if you have to cheat because your team is not the greatest, then I have a little bit of sympathy for you. So you could cheat, in my opinion, but mostly no, I don't support cheating, and I don't think it was a good idea.
Well, all right, so the original question is, do you give a fuck that he was caught cheating? Like, do you care?
Yeah.
Is that important to you that they penalize him for getting caught?
No.
You know, like, is it important that he gets suspended for 4 games, or you want some more, it happened so long ago, just let the motherfucker play?
It happened so long ago, just let it play.
But then then everybody should cheat, because that means there's no consequence for cheating. If you get caught with bricks in your fucking tape, under the tape of your fists, and you're punching motherfuckers in their jaw while you're tackling them, hey, if he gets caught, take the bricks away, but let him keep playing. That's crazy shit, dog. That brings anarchy. That's the point of rules and laws and shit, is so that there's structure, so that we're not cavemen.
So don't give him 4 games. I wouldn't give him 4 games. That's too much. I would say 2 if I had to give him a penalty.
He got caught cheating.
2.
Deflating footballs to give himself an unfair advantage. One of the most important parts of the game. Throwing the football. I'm surprised it wasn't a whole goddamn season.
True.
You know what I mean? That's a big deal. And the reason it wasn't a whole season is because he's Tom Brady. And it probably wasn't even considered. They probably even maybe threw around half a season, which would be 8 games, because there's 16 games in the regular season. But you know, whatever, man. I like motherfuckers. I like seeing motherfuckers get their comeuppance, as it were.
Yeah.
Then you do the crime, you gotta do the time and all that bullshit.
Do the crime.
Motherfucker, you got caught. You trying to be slick, and you got caught. Just like last time when y'all got caught recording on the motherfuckers' plays and their practices.
That's embarrassing to be caught twice.
I see a pattern. That's only the times they got caught. That's my point. So if you think it's excessive for him to be suspended 4 games because of footballs being deflated, think about it like, well, this is covering all the other times they cheated, but they never got caught.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because they gotta be doing other fucking slick shit.
Like, you know, I don't know, doing something. It's loosening other people's cleats. Going to the locker room, doing stuff like that.
But, I don't think I have anything else on sports. Because there ain't nothing really going on. Baseball's on. I guess the Yankees are winning.
Baseball's boring.
Yeah, that's my point. Basketball season's not on. I don't watch golf. I don't know what the fuck's going on other than fucking
Soccer.
this story. But you got your ear to the ground. You're young and hip. You know what's popping. Like fucking Cochran.
Yeah.
Not cocks in your mouth. I said Cochran.
I know.
Because you looked really fucking happy.
It's like, oh, Coxon, and he's just like, oh, yes.
That's the kind of jokes you'll get on the Son and I Video podcast. Father degrading his son. It's good comedy.
That's hilarious.
So what do you hear about this? I hear there's something about a Pokeman Go game.
Oh, God.
But that there's a virus.
I hate that game.
Not about the game itself. Not that it's breaking records. You want to put it up for the people?
Why not?
This is a
Pokemon
program where we deliver news. Might as well have some type of goddamn caption. You know, so that you know what the fuck we're talking about. Before I get into why this is supposedly so great and why it's breaking so many fucking records, I just want to know if you know about the whole virus shit.
No.
That has to go with this game. There's a question about people's information, like people that download the app for the game. There's a question to whether, you know, their information is being shared willy-nilly. I know I don't know the real story on that tip about this whole, you know, worried about people's fucking internet safety and shit like that when it comes to this game.
Yeah.
But I know something's going on. You know, because I've heard more than one source, news, radio, whatever, what have you, that talks about this game and internet security. Or this game and viruses of some kind. Some shit. But you don't know. You haven't heard anything on Twitter about it?
I saw something on Twitter saying, oh, Pokemon Go did something to my phone or something like that from one of my friends, but other than that, I haven't heard anything. I downloaded the game and I want to start playing it.
You downloaded the game?
Yeah.
That wasn't smart.
Do I just walk
Your
over
friend
there?
told you on Twitter. Hold on. This is the shit I'm talking about. It's not going to work, first of all. So many people have downloaded it that it's freezing now.
It's walking.
So he's not listening.
Oh, it's walking. I got it.
Whatever. Okay, great.
Charizard is over there.
Yes. It goes, it's like geocaching. If you know what that is where treasure hunters hide things in the real world. And like a treasure hunt, you use your phone and GPS to find the treasure that's been hidden. Now, this Pokemon Go game takes it a step further and uses your location to pick the bad guys that you're going to fight according to your location. So if you're in the park, the bad guy that you're going to battle will be a grass lizard.
No, this is
king,
dope.
Or you know what I mean? If you're in the fucking mountains, you'll have a snow leopard Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that.
Yo, I just captured a Pokemon on my computer. That's dope.
It's supposedly the the newest thing in gaming. Using your surroundings to kind of add an element of newness and like wonder to your gaming experience.
Yo, I might go outside and play this.
My God, could we cover the goddamn story?
Yeah.
Why don't you finish, since you have so much to say?
This is just fun. That's all I was stating there.
How is it fun? You haven't even started playing yet.
I'm playing right now.
Who are you texting? What are you writing?
My nickname. But Streenberg.
Started by saying that the fucking game is attached to some sort of virus. There is questionable firewall things going on. Protection is not a high fucking on the list for the motherfucking makers of Pokeman Go. He hears this information from a friend of his on Twitter. And his answer to that query is, oh, I should download the game myself.
I know I'm dumb, but I wanted to try
I'm not
it.
saying you're dumb. I didn't say that at all. If that's what you take from what I just said,
I'm not dumb. You know what? No.
I
was curious.
Curious on what a virus is?
On what this game is like and if that virus is even true.
But you know, oh my.
I'm making your face hurt.
No, my eyes want to roll in the back of my head because I don't want to see a world where you're that fucking stupid. You wait to see weeks go by, at least days. Let's let it die down. Let it settle down. Let them fix that bug. Make an update. That way when you download the shit, you're not giving away all your fucking information.
True.
It's called common sense. I know you have it. Because you don't walk into the street when fucking trucks are driving by. So you're not stupid. You're just young, I guess. I don't even know how to categorize that. I have no idea.
That's just the way a chill.
Yep,
I don't live like that.
So, Pokemon originally is a game. Nintendo made it. It's some kind of fighting game. I can't really. You know what Pokemon is, right? Originally, before this game.
Before this game, Pokemon.
What is Pokemon? Please explain.
Pokemon is just. It's pronounced Pokemon, by the way. The easiest way to explain it, because I never really got into it myself, but the easiest way to explain it is that it was originally you are a Pokemon trainer, which basically means you go around capturing these creatures or fighting these creatures with your captured creatures. For example, if you find one of those grass creatures, you capture one, and if you go into the grass, you see another one, you could either capture it or fight it. That's just the cycle of Pokemon, fighting and capturing. And,
that's where that term comes, gotta catch them all?
Yeah.
Okay. So this game, Go, adds a new aspect to that using your surroundings. That's basically, yeah, it mixes real-world elements into the game. So I don't know, I guess like if you're on the street, if you're on the streets of New York City, and you're playing your little Pokemon Go, you could use the concrete to fucking bash the other Pokemon with. You know what I mean? You could use the light posts or whatever, you know. Like, yeah, it takes your surroundings into the fight.
You could use the glass in the store.
Which is why I guess you see the guy walking on a map.
Yeah.
You see your Pokemon walking literally on the map
Yeah,
of
that's
the world.
you. You're walking on the map of the world, and then you get caught, and then your screen blinks black, and you're like, oh, no. And it doesn't make the Batman sound, but, you know, it makes a sound. And you start fighting a Pokemon wherever you are. I just fought one on my computer. Because...
Yeah, I explained it right.
Yep.
It uses your phone's GPS and clock to decide which Pokemon appear in the game. If you're at the park, more bug and grass types appear. If you're by a lake, more water types appear. If it's nighttime, more nocturnal ghost and fairy types do. So Pokemon won't just come to you. Players have to traverse the real world to catch them all. Whatever.
That sounds fun.
And I guess this is like taking the world by storm, the world of gaming anyway. When it comes to gaming apps on your iOS, on your smartphones or whatever, because this is, even though it's not unique to gaming, it has been done before, this is the best that it's been done, and they're gonna implore this into every fucking game now. Watch.
We already see it. Call of Duty. Go out in the world and start shooting things. Here, we'll give you a real gun with the deluxe edition.
Whatever. Whatever that means. But
I tried to make a joke.
Did you?
Did it work? Did the people get it? Did y'all get it? No? Yes? Maybe so? All right. After this, I'm going to
take that down, please.
After that, okay.
After that, after this, what are you talking about? Stay focused on what you're doing.
After this, I'm gonna go.
What is? No, don't tell me after we're done with this. Why are you talking about it now?
Left my ring in the bathroom, I think.
Oh my God, you're gonna die.
I don't know where I put it.
That
scares me.
Dude, it's somewhere. Relax. I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
How about
You have anything that interests you?
female Iron Man?
Female Iron Man.
Okay, don't touch anything. I don't want you to accidentally touch something.
What are you talking about?
Don't touch anything, please.
You don't touch anything. You mean this chick?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, gents and ladies. The new Iron Man is a black female. Which I myself don't really give a fuck about. There's a lot of black superheroes. There are a lot of women superheroes. Not a lot, but they exist. And they fucking kick ass. They're not... It's not unheard of to hear a woman kick ass. Watch Batman v Superman, and you'll see Wonder Woman is the best part of the fucking movie. All I care about is that they fit this into the storyline, and it makes sense. That they're just not shoehorning in a female and a black girl to cover all their bases. You know, like as in, oh, we gotta include everybody because comic book movies are big. Everybody loves them some Iron Man. Spider-Man Homecoming will be coming out next summer.
That's gonna be dope.
So Iron Man's in that movie. You know, a lot of eyes are on comics and Marvel and Iron Man. Let's make the females feel included by making Iron Man a girl. And while we're at it, let's make her black so we could make all the black kids, females or men, who knows, we can make the African Americans feel included as well.
So wait, she's still named Iron Man?
She's Iron Man.
That's be Iron Woman.
Whatever. She's taking on the Iron Man moniker, which means she'll have the suit and all the doohickeys. But again, this is not new. I believe that Spider-Man's wife, Mary Jane, in the comics, at some point, Iron Man makes her a suit. Yeah. She has a metal iron suit with spider legs.
What is she gonna do with that?
3 on each side. You know, she has 4 on each side. She's a spider. She's a mechanical spider. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know the story of Peter Parker, eventually he does marry Mary Jane. They do get married. And I guess eventually they fight crime together. You know, I really don't know the story of Spider-Man that well. Yeah. But I know that Iron Man made her a fucking suit. So it's not unheard of for a female to be doused or drenched in fucking iron and fighting the good fight. Mm-hmm. Shit, even in Iron Man 3, Pepper Potts dons the fucking Iron Man suit. You know, in the movie. But I just don't want it to not make fucking sense. You know, I don't want a story starting from Jump Street new. Huh. Like, you know, a girl and she's smart and she builds her own Iron Man. That's fucking crazy shit. First, it has to be passed down to her by Tony Stark. It's the only way it fucking makes sense.
Maybe Tony Stark met her somewhere, saw that she's kind of like him, and said, I'm trusting you with this. Maybe he gets old or something like that. You know,
yeah. He gets old, so he has to pass it on. That makes sense. Or he gets hurt, has to pass it on. Or he's just tired of doing this goddamn thing.
True, that sounds
and he wants
like
to
Iron
pass
Man
it on.
do.
So, you know, maybe but it gotta be better than he sees a sassy young African-American woman working at Starbucks and he's like, oh, she deserves to be the next fucking Iron Man.
It has to be something, you know.
It has to be a story that's like, oh shit, a twist. You know, like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming. But by the end, you're not only rooting for the hero, but you're happy that she is the new Iron Man. You know, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe he's training her brother Maybe he's the one who Tony Stark feels he's worthy of becoming the new Iron Man. Training. And turns out that he's an evil piece of shit. Turns out maybe he talks to his sister bad, talks down to her every time he leaves the house, fuck. Or maybe he's looking to just train, get Iron Man suit to become famous and use it for monetary purposes. Or maybe he's thinking of turning evil. Maybe he's definitely not deserving of the suit. Therefore, his sister takes it. You know what I mean? Something
like that. But it can't just be, we found this black girl.
It can't just go straight from Iron Man's training this chick. Who is this chick? Where does she come from?
She has to have a backstory. She can't just be put in.
And the backstory has to be strong.
Has to fit it.
Don't just shoehorn in a black girl so that you could get more fucking readers. Because you're going to lose your hardcore readers. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fucking people that love them some Iron Man.
And they're getting mad.
And they would love a new story. People love it when the story takes off. There's been more than one Green Lantern. There's been more than one Flash.
There's been more than one, what is his name?
I mean, they haven't changed sexes.
Batman.
But they've changed races. And in Batman, Robin was a girl.
And Robin changed.
There was a Robin who was a girl. Who wore Robin's suit. You know what I mean? So this is not new.
Robin be changed.
There's nothing misogynistic, especially not coming from the Son and I Video Podcast.
Never.
We're no sexism here. There's no sex. I don't give a fuck if it's a purple fucking globular fucking octopus who's going to be Iron Man.
Fits.
As long as it makes sense. Yeah.
We can care less who it is as long as it makes sense towards the story. Then yeah,
it could be a Chinese mermaid for all I give a fuck. I don't care. As long as it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all.
Oh my god.
God bless you, Marvel Universe. I hope that works out for you.
Oh,
we will be watching.
We will. You definitely.
We will be watching.
We will watch every movie about it. Every little thing.
Now, we don't have a little graphic, I guess is what it's called. We don't have a little graphic for the story. But since we're talking about comic books and art or whatever, according to the Smithsonian, which is a museum, and they have a TV channel on cable and Smithsonian Magazine and .com and all that good shit. They did start as the word escapes me. A museum. It started as a museum.
The word escapes
me. According to the Smithsonian, this summer there are like 6 great art exhibits across the nation that you have to see. If you're in the vicinity,
you must go.
You must go. You must be a part of it. And one is close to us in the New York City tri-state area. Yes, of course it is in New York City. And it looks like a floating barge. Like, those garbage barges that have garbage on them?
Yeah.
But it's a park.
Oh.
Floating in the harbor of New York City.
Okay, that's how are we going to get on that?
Yeah.
Oh, a ferry?
It's a barge. The ferry is pulling the barge. That is called a barge.
And what, we get to walk on there, or we get to just
I guess
sit
you
on
take
the
a
boat?
boat there.
Yeah, but
maybe you take a boat and you take a boat to the general area and you could drive around it. Maybe it is an art exhibit that you could just see and not be a part of.
Or maybe you can go inside.
Sorry, guys, that we don't have a better graphic. But,
you can kind of see, that's the barge, that big thing.
It's a barge, being pulled by a tugboat. And, supposedly this is Swale, New York City. I don't know what that means. Swale. I've never heard of this borough.
Me neither.
But most likely it's, somewhere between fucking Brooklyn and Manhattan. Everything nowadays is fucking Brooklyn. And I already see the Brooklyn is already in there, see? That's the artsy, fartsy, hipster section of New York City lately. And,
what would you consider still the gritty part?
Water. Mary Mattingly. In a city where empty plots of land are hard to come by, Mary Mattingly, which I don't think is Don Mattingly's wife, who used to play for the Yankees. I stepped all over that joke, but
yeah, now you know how I feel. Now I can call you out on it.
But yeah, she's not related to Mattingly whatsoever. Her sights are on the next big thing. Land is hard to come by. Her sights are on water. Later this summer, the New York-based artist will embark on an artistic journey like no other when she docks Soleil, a floating food project. It's going to be at Governor's Island. It's located off the southern tip of Manhattan. I'm pretty sure we all know what Governor's Island is. And later in the summer, it's going to be in Brooklyn and the Bronx.
Many places.
It's 130 foot long by 40 feet wide. It's a floating barge bursting with vegetables. Functions as both a sculpture and a public service that provides fresh produce to the community.
Wow.
Okay.
What, we're going to get a carrot when we step on there?
At its heart, Soleil is a call to action. It asks us to reconsider our food systems, to confirm our belief in food as a human right, and to pave pathways to create public food in public space. I don't know about all the things that inspire her to do this artistic feat of a floating fucking
barge.
No, a floating farm basically is what it is. If it's feeding people, if it has vegetables on it, and it's like those what they do in Brooklyn. They have those coalitions. I think they're called co-ops or some shit like that, where basically like all the people in a tenement building, they get together and they do like a food co-op. So they all pitch in and grow vegetables, or I don't really know how co-ops work, but they get together and they do shit. And this has been a running theme from the late 90s all the way through the aughts up to now. Especially the whole organic trend and people not wanting preservatives in their food and wanting to know where their food comes from. Because it's a bullshit trend. It's a trend. It can't last. Organic cannot be sustained. Because all that bullshit you talk about, you grow food organic, you grow it organically at a farm. That's great. Unless you're living in 1702, or you're a motherfucking Mormon, or what do they call those people? Those Amish motherfuckers. And you're using a scythe and all these fucking, old school things, plowing with cows and shit. The fucking trucks and stuff that you need to get all that stuff not only planted and picked and put into the motherfucking stores in your co-ops in Brooklyn, all that takes gas, oil, emissions. It can't be fully organic. The food itself can be. But when you say you're being green and you're helping the environment, it's the same fucking thing like if Coca-Cola was fucking growing the fucking plants. Because all the machines need oil and gas, and they pump CO2 into the air, and you can try to get hybrid trucks and do your best, and everybody tries their best, but there ain't no such thing as
organic.
pure, green, organic, suck my fucking dick. Stop. Because it's not efficient.
Unless you're Amish.
Unless everybody and their grandmother's fucking nurse sits down and starts planting in their backyards, growing rotten fucking berries and little ass fucking strawberries, and start living off of them like we're fucking deer. We need ShopRite. We need, you know what I mean?
We need Costco.
People go to Whole Foods and they're stuck on stupid on that. Oh, you Whole Foods, organic, and everything's green. Everything done here is green. Even the lighting in the store is put dimmer, and they have it on a rotation so it uses less energy, puts less carbon emissions into the atmosphere. All that happy horse shit.
That's funny.
All the food in that store got there with trucks. And real truck drivers ain't giving a shit about no goddamn biodiesel. They're pumping the regular diesel, regular oil, regular 18 fucking wheelers, pumping mass CO2 into the fucking into the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't be fully green. Your heart's in the right place, but you're fucking annoying. Stop thinking that you're helping.
Mr. EyeDee has gone on a rant.
Yeah, I just, you know.
He hates organic people.
No, your heart's in the right place. It's just you act like you're really making a difference. You're not. Not even a little bit. Because the 1 billion people in China will never go this route. The 1 billion people in India will never go this route.
Maybe.
This world will be destroyed. Not destroyed. It'll be engulfed in carbon fucking fumes. Whether we all started becoming hippies tomorrow. If we all stop buying plastic and leather goods in the store and only fucking use natural grass roots to make sandals and whatever steps that you could take to try to live off the land.
Oh, that's funny.
As admirable as these steps would be, the world is gonna go to shit no matter what. Now that doesn't mean you shouldn't recycle. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try. But I don't want you shoving down your shit down my throat, acting like you're really doing something.
Acting like you're making a difference.
It's not even about that they're not making a difference, which is kind of what I'm saying, but not really. It's just like that their movement is going to become the movement. Oh, and give it 100 more years, everybody's going to be living like this. Get the fuck out of my face.
Give it 1,000 more
years. Give it
years.
100 more years, and people like you will be outnumbered by the people that say, we need to be efficient. We just need to make technology better. We need to make chemicals and preservatives that don't harm humans, that don't give them cancer, but help grow foods faster. This could all be figured out. Instead of worrying about building co-ops and fucking hugging trees, you should be raising your fucking kids to listen in math and science class. That way they could create these fucking chemicals.
I didn't listen in math or science for many years. I'm far behind the period.
Try to add to the future instead of thinking that our way into the future is to live like it's 300 fucking years ago. Stop.
We're not Amish people, alright? We don't cut with scythes. We don't.
Amish people are not happy either. Look at that festival that they have. They have a tradition where they let the kids go at 15 years old. They let them go. They don't make them be Amish. They say, look, there's a world out there. There's cell phones, there are radios, there's TV, internet, drugs, drinking. And they encourage their kids to go out and explore it and embrace it for a summer or some shit like that. And if they like it, they stay gone. But they're cut off from the community. If they don't, if Amish is their way of living and they come home.
They like their plows.
There are kids who do both. I think more kids come home than actually stay out.
Because they're so used to it.
Because the fear of living out there, yeah. It's probably, it probably raises a lot of anxiety in a kid who's lived naturally off the land for the first 15 years of their life.
He's going to find out what McDonald's is.
And suddenly, yeah, and it's going to taste great the first time. And it's going to, whatever. The first time they do Molly, it's going to be fucking awesome. But when they're sleeping alone and all they hear is woo woo woo, woo, bah, 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 and that's what's outside their window, they're like, you know what? It was a lot quieter back home.
For real, all you heard was
everybody loves home. No matter how shitty we might think their home is, they love it. It makes them happy. And there's no reason they can't. I've seen Amish people with cell phones. It's a new age. It's the new Amish. I don't know how that works, but I think when they're working, because you're allowed to have a business. You grow food and wheat and shit like that. So they have their own, especially in Pennsylvania, they have their own flea markets and shit like that where they sell their goods. A lot of Amish people build chairs and furniture. They got to sell it somewhere. Not everybody goes to the countryside and goes to an Amish village to buy the stuff. They have to go somewhere and set up a little storefront. Even if they're not renting an actual store, like a flea market where they're selling their shit.
Yeah.
I've seen those flea markets and these Amish the guys who's running, they got phones, dude. They got phones. It's not unheard of. They got to run a business. Their shit has to get from A to B. You think that they're getting all that shit to the flea market on a horse and carriage?
Yeah.
No, they're renting a U-Haul. They're not driving the U-Haul themselves, probably. They're not driving to not break their tradition.
Yeah.
But they'll rent, a freelance driver for the day. who has his own pickup truck, who could bring the goods back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bring the goods to the flea market, whatever they don't sell, bring it back home efficiently. It would take 17 hours to get there on a horse and fucking buggy. It's not, fiscally responsible to do that. You want to make money, you gotta fuck with money.
I think from now on we're gonna get horses.
You know what I mean?
From now on,
there
we're
are
gonna ride horses.
Supposedly moving art exhibits across the country, and you could check the Smithsonian.com for all the ideas that they have, which they think you should be a part of. I myself don't see a reason to see a floating fucking farm.
Maybe
I thought it was better than that. I didn't read the story. I just saw art exhibit. Oh, that's fucking dope. There's one by the city. Boom, put that as a show idea. I was wrong.
Or you didn't like the fact that they like growing cabbage on their floating boat?
No.
You don't want them to grow seaweed. You don't want them to grow their goods. Dad, we're gonna drive horses from now on.
Yeah?
Yes.
Alright. What do you think about that fucking story?
That was dope.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta get through a lot. We got some stories, a lot of stories that I wanna cover, but
the Snap one.
Yeah. What do you think about this? Now, Snapchat
It's dope.
is explain what Snapchat is, please.
Snapchat is a way for you to add your friends, because you can only add your friends. It's not like somebody could follow you. It's not like normal. You get to add friends, and you get to record these 10-second videos on your story, and these stories last for a day. So, say you post it at 8:30 at night. 8:30 at night the next day, that Snapchat, that little 10-second thing you have will be gone. So, it's more so for the day. If you're going to a club or something like that, you would record as much as you can on your story, and people would see it during the next day, and then that same time the next day, it'll be gone, and you'll wait till another day that you have something interesting you're doing.
Okay, well, that's Snapchat, I guess. So Snapchat is, in a word, what is it? You said what you do on it. I asked you what it is.
Oh, it's just a way to show what you did this day. Because it's a one-day thing. So.
And it's all videos and
Yeah,
pictures?
all videos.
There's no writing?
No. Or you could write on the screen. Like here.
No, you don't have to explain.
Anyway, say you recorded a video, the 10-second video. You could tap the screen and write something on the screen. Like, we're at a party, #lit or something like that.
Okay, now, I ask you what Snapchat is and whatever. It's
Snapchat
becoming
is dope.
a lot more popular nowadays. So popular so that the app is catching on with teenagers' parents.
You think?
Yes, according to the Wall Street Journal, I think it's up like 15% of all American teenagers' parents have downloaded Snapchat. So I wanted to put the story. I don't have it.
Download it. Come on.
No, I don't have it.
It's really easy.
I'm good.
He gets so mad.
Now the olds, that's how in quotation mark, OLDS, now the olds are arriving in droves. So I want to know, how do you feel about that? Like, does it make you feel that it's not cool anymore because now old people are using it?
No. It's just more people using it. What's the problem?
Old people. It's no longer your thing.
So they're a human being. They're allowed to do whatever they want.
But generally,
I don't think
kids don't like when their parents like what they like.
Yeah. Generally,
it makes it not cool.
I can tell most, not my friends, but most people, because my friends are chill, we don't care. Most kids that are, normal, that they don't like their parents liking what they like, they probably are really upset and they're not using Snapchat anymore.
So there are kids that will stop using this
There are kids that will stop using it. However, Mr. Kane personally really doesn't care.
An 18-year-old kid in college, I guess, said, most people who use Snapchat are in my generation. So it's bizarre to see someone older using Snapchat. Wow.
But, yeah.
Wow. It has 150 million daily active users now.
I'm one of those.
So it's gone up exponentially. You know, Snapchat is what's popping, especially for the parents, I guess. You know, parents are getting hip. I knew about Snapchat from the minute I had an iPhone because the icon was already on my phone, you know, to use.
They wanted you to use.
From the first, yeah. You know, it came already pre-installed in my
Dad.
iPhone 5, but I never used it, you know, just like I've never used FaceTime or anything like that. I don't, you know, whatever. Just not my thing. And lately, I heard things about it as well. Didn't make me want to use it anymore. Especially when I heard about the videos are gone after 24 hours. And if you want the video again, you gotta fucking pay $2.99.
Hashtag Son and I, buh.
Gang gang. Hashtag Son and I gang. Bang bangs. What you gonna do if you don't can?
Son and
I have no idea what I'm talking about. Stop. That's just shining fucking.
Son and I, bang bang. Hashtag gang.
Okay, hopefully that doesn't cause us goddamn beef on Snapchat with real gangs fucking hashtagging us. What gang you talking about, nigga? We the eyes from fucking Cleveland, nigga. We will see you. Please don't see us. We're good. We're chill.
I said
this is the Son and I.
Not
because I'm
I.
EyeDee.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
You know, threes up and all that shit. Threes up all day long, baby.
Metallica's up, bruh.
Threes up all day long. You went to the third, baby. Check the fucking stats. You went to the motherfucking third.
I'm sorry.
Yes. So, that is that. So, you don't give a fuck that old people use Snapchat?
No, it's all good.
You really don't give a fuck?
I don't care.
Oh. Well, I guess you don't give a fuck. Now, another story that I was bugging out on, because a lot of people are scared of the Zika virus in Brazil. That's pretty much where they think the virus originated. It affects mostly unborn babies. You know, they're born with like watermelon heads and shit like that. You know, whatever.
That's funny.
You know, whatever. They're born with deformities. I guess it could affect men and women. Maybe it affects men's sperm and women. You know what I mean? Like, but when the kids are born, that's when you'll really see the effects. Or if the woman's pregnant, you know, it could be bad news bears. Well, a lot of people talking about boycotting Rio de Janeiro, which is in Brazil, where the Olympics is going to be held because of this virus. You know, some Rory McIlroy and some soccer players, you know, whatever. There have been some sports stars who have expressed their reservations with going to Rio for the Olympics. Well, it turns out that due to the live video streaming on Facebook, you know how you can live stream now? Mm-hmm. There were 2 fucking shootouts recorded on the live stream. That's making people think, you know what? There's a lot of violence going on in fucking Rio de Janeiro. Fuck Zika virus. I don't want to get bullet virus. Lead poisoning from all the fucking bullets that will hit me if I fucking go to Rio de Janeiro. It's 2 cell phone videos that are streaming and becoming viral and shit like that. One is of a bunch of kids cowering in the overhead, you know, those things. What are they called? You know the things that the cable cars, like when you go skiing, you know what I'm talking about? Or are you texting someone right now?
Texting someone.
The close of the fucking show. Could we? I'm trying to close out the show fast. I'm just throwing out.
What did you need? What do you need? Tell me. Come on.
I don't need you to talk fast. I just want to get to the stories fast.
I'm hype. Let's go.
Anyway, do you know what a cable car is?
Yeah.
What is a cable car, Mr. Kane?
Isn't a cable car?
Why don't you talk to the microphone?
Isn't a cable car just a car that has cables in it? You know, like Comcast or something. PSENG.
Are you serious right now?
Deadass.
Dude, I said a cable car, like when you go skiing.
Oh.
It takes you up the fucking mountain. It's a little box on a cable, and it brings you to your fucking destination. That way you don't have to hike a goddamn cliff.
Yeah.
Now, Rio has cable cars over the favelas, which are huge, impoverished areas, basically like open projects, you know, because it's not a community in the sense of they built this, you know, Holland Gardens or Curry's Woods or, you know, Duncan Projects or whatever. It's just like houses built by the people who had that little plot of land. So you get an original with some bricks and mortar and dirt floor, and then you get some steel and some rebar, whatever, and eventually you expand your little thing that you got going on and your little square, and then there's a bunch of squares, and then the cliff kind of goes up. That, you know, it's a fucking mountain, so there is a bunch of little squares and little huts all built on top of each other, covering the whole fucking countryside. They're called favelas. They are fucking huge.
Bali de favela.
1/3 of Brazil's population live in favelas.
That's dope.
I believe that there is a favela we saw in that Baile de Favela, that special that we saw about that kind of music, the baile funk music from Brazil. I believe one of the worst favelas has like 200,000 people living in it. That's a lot of fucking people. That's basically 250,000 people. I think there's like 350,000. That's Jersey City in being a
section.
project.
That's one project.
That's Jersey City, all 5 sectors, everyone from the tip of the hill right before you touch Bayonne to the tip of downtown right before you touch Hoboken, and every other the tip of the heights right before you touch Union City. Square that all up, take all the and that's one project. But it's not that huge. It's crammed into the size of half of Hoboken. So people are like on top of each other. You know, it's fucking crime-ridden, crazy central. So there's a video of kids cowering in the corner of a cable car. They're in the cable car overhead. You know, they built these. It's a multi-million-dollar project. I know I said I was going to go fast, but I'm going to try to get through this. They spent millions of dollars to build these cable cars so that people could get around the city. You know, they're free to use because the favelas are so fucking huge that literally to get from one side of it to the other could take you 8 hours. Could take you all fucking day. Where you could take this fucking cable car and get there in 15 minutes. So they spent a few $1 million. I don't know if a few is right. A few would be 3. They spent no more than $10 million building these cable cars. So these kids are up on the cable car and there's a shootout going on right under them. So they're recording the shootout, and it's not funny because bullets have no name. And these cable cars are not solid steel. I wouldn't even think they're sheet steel. You know, that sheet steel, sheet metal. I'm pretty sure it's like plastic and fucking
oh yeah, bullets are going
resin or whatever the
bullets are flying.
What do they call that shit? I always forget. Fiberglass. You know, like a fiberglass mold. And yes, fiberglass is technically stronger than steel per square inch, but bullets go through it very fucking easily, I would imagine. So they're afraid for their lives. They're cowering in a corner. So I don't really understand how they're recording this, but it's going viral. That one video, they were live on fucking Facebook Live or whatever, and there's a gun battle raging below a cable car. 4 o'clock on a Monday afternoon. So it's broad fucking daylight. And the fucking bullets are flying. And this is going to be the city that hosts the world in a sports competition. Yeah, it's making a lot of people, you know, question whether they want to go. Because the state government is doing a terrible job with security. So there are protests, and the second video released Friday shows a crowd following police officers who are hurriedly carrying a 16-year-old boy they had just shot and bundling his body into the backseat of the car in a Borel favela. He died en route to the hospital. So the violence is deepening, and the anguish and anger among the residents is reaching exponential heights, and the government is broke, and they slashed the police force by more than half. So all this, and you want to go there to run track and field. You got to stay in a fucking hotel. Whether you get an Uber, I don't know if Uber's in Rio, but you know, you got to get out, you got to walk outside to get into a taxi or the or whatever to get to the stadium. And this is the city that everybody's shooting each other. Even the cops are shooting fucking people in broad fucking daylight in the streets. And, oh yeah, I forgot, half the fucking police force is gone because they don't have money. So they don't have money to put cops on the streets. They definitely don't got money to worry about security, cameras, and you know, the infrastructure that it would take to keep a section of a city safe, no matter where in the world it would be, especially when hosting a world competition like the fucking Olympics. The funny shit is that Rio knew they were getting the Olympics 10, 12 years ago. They could have been preparing for this. And if the answer was a bunch of fucking cable cars, you know, like, that's what we're going to do to make it new, other than the new stadium, that's a goddamn shame. You know, that's it. And on that story, it just wanted to tell about people that are scared
for their lives.
Other than, you know, violence rocks Rio a month before the Olympics. And there are some shit, I'm not even going to get into it, about parenting and the Broadway show. What's the fucking name of that show again? Hamilton?
Yes.
Well, they're, quick story, they are the original actors. They're recasting the Broadway actors. Are you bored? Why are you looking at the floor? What? Why you're like, that doesn't bode well for our podcast if that's how you're spending the last 10 minutes of the show. And your body language of your crossed arms shows, it tells a lot. It's very telling. I keep telling you, body language, all the muscles in your face, it tells everything, dude. Fix your shirt, fix yourself, and let's finish what we started. That is the definition of half-ass. Starting something and then trailing off when you're almost done. So Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's a Puerto Rican guy, and he fucking wrote Hamilton and sings all the songs, performed his last performance on Saturday. I'm fucking hurt. Finish what you start, dude. It's not that freaking hard. It's really not. I guess they're gonna recast the Broadway actors. You know,
for a new show. Well, for the same show.
Hamilton won Tony Awards, I would imagine. Like I said, Lin-Manuel Miranda, I guess is his name. He wrote the fucking show. It's basically Alexander Hamilton, but they're rapping. The tickets are up to $20,000 each. Could you please? Please. 5 minutes, dude. Leslie Odom Jr., who plays Aaron Burr, and Philippa Sue, who plays Eliza Schuler, as well as Hamilton, performed in the musical one last time on Saturday. They won multiple Tony Awards and the MacArthur Genius Award. Wow. The show's pretty much a phenomenon. Like I said, $20,000 a ticket. Now, if you want to see the show, I'm pretty sure ticket prices are going to go down now, because the original cast is no longer there. But they always recast it very well. I, once upon a time, helped build Jersey Boys with lifelong childhood friend Tara Perez, as well as co-worker. She really built the show. I just helped build it in the aspect of all the equipment, all the sound. The only way you motherfuckers heard it in the fucking in the theater was because of the work that T put in, as well as those who helped her. You know. And I say all that to say that I lost my train of thought. Where was I going with that?
You said the sound was hooked up because of T and people who helped her.
Yeah, I know, but I was going. There was a point to that. There was a point to me mentioning the sound. That's very important. Oh, Jersey Boys, I saw the goddamn play. That's what the point was. That I helped build it for the sound stuff because, you know, sound is very important. And the point is that I got to see the show on opening night. It was one of the first Broadway shows I ever seen, but it was definitely the best one I ever seen. They have like a 7th inning stretch at plays, which if you watch baseball, go to baseball games, you understand what that means. And I didn't want to stretch. I didn't want to leave and get a drink or go to the bathroom. I wanted to see more of the fucking play. The shit was so dope. You know what I mean? Like, Jersey Boys was awesome. And eventually they did recast, and it was still a fucking phenomenon. They opened another... They built the whole goddamn theater in Las Vegas that T also helped build, and even went to fucking Vegas to make sure that they hooked it up properly. And they got, you know, another cast for that one as well, and it's doing perfectly fucking fine to this day. They even made a goddamn movie for it, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't the original cast that I saw on Broadway opening night. And it was fucking dope. Dope! Like, really compelling. Like, really fucking great. Like, wow. You know what I mean? I didn't know Broadway could do that because I had seen, like, The Woman in White and other fucking plays that was like, what the fuck is this? This is beat. You know, but Jersey Boys was awesome. So Hamilton is equally as good, if not fucking better.
I saw the Book of Mormon.
You know, you saw the Book of Mormon.
On Broadway.
With who?
Xavier and his mom.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And was it good?
That was a dope one.
They won like 9 Tony Awards.
It was very fun. It was really dark humor, but it was nice. I enjoyed it.
I never knew you did. You watched that. That's fucking dope.
I mean, it was
See
nice.
that? You learn new things on the Sunday Night Video Podcast. So we're going to close out, which I wanted to go from the Olympics to the shooting because it has a similar tone, live Facebooking.
Someone live Facebook the shooting?
I wouldn't say that they live Facebook the actual shooting, but the shooting happened, and the guy who got shot, which is Philando Castile, his wife's first instinct when he got shot by the police officer was to turn on her Facebook Live and record what was going on. And lucky for her, she did, because apparently he has some sort of, you know, civil liberty suit, or at least it's very questionable the actions that this officer took. Yeah. And thankfully, because of her quick actions and putting on the Facebook Live, that's the only reason we even know about it. It's the only reason that we even know that something went wrong. Huh. You know what I mean? Yeah. His girlfriend's first instinct was to start broadcasting. Diamond Reynolds' choice to live stream the aftermath of the shooting on Facebook Live spurred immediate national news coverage of Castile's death. Oh my God, I thought he just got shot. He died.
Well, that boy's gone.
That boy, he's a man.
That man is dead.
He's a grown man,
he's gone.
Bro. He's a grown man. There's nothing to quibble about, like, to be so curt. You're like, oh, that boy's dead. No. There's certain times to be, curt and douchebaggery, but that's bad form, dude. I'm training you better than that. That's not.
I care. Don't worry, I do care about the man.
Okay. You just what?
Nothing. Never mind. Sorry, I was so.
Finish your sentence. You're just what?
Just don't. I don't care. I don't.
This is the shit I gotta deal with. This is why I record this shit for posterity.
So
because I hope one day he sees this shit and realizes how much of a little fucking asshole he was. I really do. Because if you grow up to be a person who looks at this and says, I was right on the money. You know what? That kid who I was at 13, I'm still that man at 33. I failed. That means I did a bad job. I want to say that for posterity.
Oh, future Avery.
Live streaming enabled Reynolds to share the incident more quickly than a recorded cell phone video could have. And it provided an even more intimate, distressing view of the shooting. Her first words to the audience was, "Stay with me." She panned over Castile, whose white shirt was covered in blood.
Ouchie.
Then brought the camera back up to her face, capturing her shock up close. One of her viewers wrote a comment, "Don't stop recording." So she documented her interaction with the authorities, and the live stream does not show what occurred before or during the shooting. Because like it says, she started recording right after he got shot.
Ouch.
The next morning, she wanted everyone in the world to know what had happened, specifically citing police mistreatment. Though the live stream, she said, "I just wanted to get out the truth." What? Through the live stream. Sorry, I do not have my glasses on. And this tells you about Facebook Live. The video's disappearance disturbed some. Oh! It had been flagged by users or by Facebook's computers as being graphic. So they had took it off. They had pulled it from her page, but it's back up. I'm pretty sure by civil liberties unions and different people's outcries to the fucking madness. Oh my God. Yeah, the video's up. The video's up. I'm playing it right now. I'm trying to play it. You know, it's taking a minute to fucking come up, but it's still there. Yeah, it's still there.
Is advised.
It's still there, dog. So I'm not gonna put it because I don't know how that's gonna go with the terms and services of YouTube. And we love nothing more than to get our goddamn show up and popping for you, the people. But you see the guy starts with the guy slumped over, white tee, bloody as hell, and the stance right outside his window of the police officer with gun in tow. You know, it's unfortunate, but two places around the world where live streaming is at least helping to give a better visual to the tragedy that's going on in our world. That, you know, some places and some people are just fucking disturbed. You know, places being like Rio, and people being like that police officer who opened fire on a man sitting in his driver's seat. What could he have said or done to deserve to be pow, 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 pow? If he didn't have a gun on him that he was pulling to shoot him, I don't know what, you know, like, she's right in saying mistreatment, because that already looks crazy. I don't give a fuck if I don't see what happened before or during the gunfire. What could he have, even if he was saying, "Fuck you and your mother, you know, I'm gonna rape you in your ass."
Oh, really?
When
Hold on.
You know, the cop is not allowed to open fire unless he feels his life is in bodily harm. Like, if he's threatened for his life.
I'm the type of guy to be like, he threatened to rape my mother, I felt like I needed to shoot someone.
That's a verbal threat. Terroristic at best. Not even, you know, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't warrant that. It doesn't warrant being shot to death next to your girl. You who talk slick and act like a dick and douchebag all the time. should really embrace the fact that even if you talk as much shit as you want to a cop, when you get pulled over, he cannot open fire on you while you're sitting next to your girlfriend.
True. Why is this? Why?
You know what I mean? You know, and I don't want to leave it on a down note. I really wanted to close with Hamilton, but we're all over the place. We're just trying our best. So I'll close again with, love ya, Brady. Love ya. 4 games. You're most likely going to be losing this season. No AFC champion for you, Puma. No, you're not a Puma. You're a fucking baby wavy Puma Luma Chukka Waka.
If you don't know where that's from.
If you don't know where that's from, you can't know. You're not allowed.
Baby Puma Luma Chukka Waka.
Ow! Little baby wavy Puma Luma Chukka Waka.
Ow!
Stressing, baby.
He was like.
He's stressed the fuck out right now.
He was like.
He got an UGG wrapped around his face, trying to suffocate himself. He can't believe that it went this bad.
Right.
He thought his golden smile was going to get in court and be like, no problemo, Consuelo. You can go play. Go right ahead. You're a cheater, but all-American boy. Didn't really work out that well for you, brother. But yeah, that's it. I don't know. I think we did good.
I'm going crazy. Help me.
For the Son and I Video Podcast,
I don't like
extended edition, apparently. It went longer, way longer than we would have wanted.
Almost an hour and 30 minutes.
Why are you counting? I hate that.
I just looked down.
All right.
I
You could have kept that information to yourself, though. You didn't have to say it out loud.
I won't say it out loud.
Too late now. I won't say it out loud. I just already did. Yeah. All right. For the Son and I Video Podcast, I'm 3797 EyeDee.
And I'm
wearing my hat like a fucking jerk off.
I'm Avery Kane, a.k.a. Tommy Lee Jones.
No, none of that shit. Yeah, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you, everybody, for your great feedback on the last show. My man Fernando, you know, mad love, Papi. I know you supported the show from the beginning. You know, talking about, you know, you always support the show and you like it, but after the last episode, you know, you a lifelong fucking rider. I greatly appreciate the love, Papi. Always. Ya tu sabe. Son and I Video Podcast. I am 3797 iDiesel. This is Mr. Avery Kane. Can't wait to get off the fucking microphone. And this has been another episode of The Son and I.
Yes. I've been waiting to hear those words for 30 minutes.
What do you mean for 30 minutes?
When I hit an hour, I had gusto the whole way. I was happy to do the show.
You had gusto.
Then my balls started itching.
You had gusto? Really?
Yeah.
He had gusto. That's
Baby
funny.
Puma Luma Chukka Waka.
Don't you ever call me baby wavy Puma Luma Chukka Waka.
The truth is, I'm just not ready to be a father yet. He pulled out the tiny diaper.
Peace out, everybody. Love you, miss you. See you next time. I click here?
Yeah.